Oh, turning it on.
If it gets
How clever.
kind of crackly, it was yesterday. Becca was brilliant. She like stuck it in her shirt and just used this. So that's an option for you.
All right. Okay.
You're classy here.
Classy. Right. What I heard was jam it down my shirt. So one of these is a laser. Oh no. The meeting is recorded by the host or a participant. And then do I just click the mouse to click forward because it's a computer? Oh no. All right. While we figured that out, I want to hear how everyone's day has gone, how Ignite is going, what kind of wins we've had, and I need to learn your names. We met, and I think it's Trevor. Tyson, I was so close. Starts with a T. That's going to set the theme for today, by the way. Tell me your name.
Cash.
Cash. All right. Is it a range thing? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. All right. Cash.
Yeah.
Okay.
What brings me to real estate is I'm just trying to provide a better life for my family.
Sick. Sick. Tell me about your family.
We just had our first baby on Valentine's Day. Which is kind of crazy. And, been married.
All right. And here's the microphone. Tell everyone about your family.
Sure. So we just had our first child on Valentine's Day. It's my daughter. Her name's Ireland Shepherd. And then, yeah, I've been married for 2 years and just loving life. We live in West Jordan. So, yeah.
All right. What? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Why Orem? Why not South Valley? I mean, you're welcome and we want you. I'm just curious what we did to win you.
So I actually used to sell cars with Riley Conder.
Oh, sick.
And so we've been good friends.
Riley's a heck of a salesman. So you, okay, cool. Fantastic.
Yep.
Are you going to team up with Riley then?
I don't know yet. We'll figure it out.
All right. Tyson, I was testing you before. Of course I remembered your name. And I know I'm supposed to know your name and I've forgotten it. And I'm so sorry, just in advance. Cade. Oh, I did remember. I just wasn't confident enough. All right. Have you already introduced yourself to this group many times? All right, cool. Then, because I remember we met for some time. So is it okay if I just jump over you? I remember you, Tyson. I didn't remember your name, but now I do until the end of this lesson.
But I actually haven't been to the other one. So
Oh, Tyson, introduce yourself. Introduce yourself, my man.
And plus, this is nice because I was adding everybody in the phone from the group. And so I'm going, okay, I remember this person from, I'm putting names and faces. So sorry, repeat yourself.
That sounds great.
My name's Tyson. I'm 18. I got my license like a week and a half ago. And I'm just trying to learn as much as I can, be the best agent I can.
Brilliant. Becca, do you want to introduce yourself or go incognito? You taught yesterday. So when Molly said that I should have taught yesterday, I kind of took that pretty competitively. You're darn right. I don't know if you said were or weren't, but either way, you're correct. All right, introduce yourself.
I'm Anna Morkel. I'm the executive assistant for the Peter Morkel team. So I have no homework-life balance, but that's okay. Yeah. I'm at Kevin's class. Specifically, I've taken Ignite before, but I heard your class was gonna be funny. Peter told me, so
We'll see.
what else? I've had my license for like 2.5, 3 years. But I still haven't had a closing because Peter Morkel's team eats up my SOI. But I get lots of referrals, so that's good.
Anna, not Anna?
Anna, yeah.
Oh, you did say Anna, and I just heard Anna.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if this was like
It's Anna.
a reinvention of yourself.
Oh yeah. I've changed my name, just dropped the letter. I'm pulling a birth.
Anna's a child's name. All right, actually,
No.
stand on the microphone.
Please call me Anna.
I'm Cade, been in real estate for 2 months now. I was just doing online sales on my own, so this seemed like a good avenue. Obviously a lot bigger in the grand scheme of things, but something that I felt like I already had a passion for and was into. So yeah. Yeah, just like stuff, mainly like clothes, just really anything I could flip for the most part. No, like more like I don't know, like big name brand things. Yeah. No. No cosplay. We do participate in things like that, but have never actually gone to that degree of things yet. Yeah.
How's your 2 months go?
Pretty good. Just had a closing 2 weeks ago. So yeah. So yeah.
We'll pass it along.
Julie Anderson. I've had my license for I think like a month and a half. I've had a lot of mom life going on, so I am trying so hard to balance that. And motivation is not lost. It's just been really busy. And I got into real estate. I'm a foster mom, and we're about done with our license. We've been doing it for almost 8 years. I have 3 beautiful boys that we've adopted and 1 sweet 8-year-old girl that we're going to be adopting this fall. And yeah.
Sorry, when did you get your license?
March, end of March.
So fairly.
Yeah, less than 2 months. So.
I'm Tyler. I got my license in the beginning of February. But I've been down in college in Ephraim, so I haven't really been able to come, but it's summertime now, so I'm here. I got into real estate because I want to be my own boss and kind of work for myself.
And make more than your dad.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's why I wanted to be a part of this.
What year in college?
I'm a sophomore.
Why practice in the Laurel? Why not practice down south?
My family lives in South. Yeah, my family's all up here, and I know Utah County a lot better than San Pete County. So, yeah. Yes, I grew up in Orem. Perfect.
So we've got Tyson, Cash, Anna, Kay, Julie, and you just said Tyler. And then our final.
I'm Catherine. I got married about a month ago and I got my license about a week ago. So that's exciting. And then, so I have my license so I can provide for my family mostly.
So like, all your events, you're like, hold on, I've got to take my license.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yep.
And we have 1 Zoomer.
Hello, Zoomer. Introduce yourself, T. Perhaps T doesn't know I'm addressing them.
No, I know. My name's Tori Buehler. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so that's why I'm not in person today. I've had my license for about 3 weeks, and I've got a deal under contract right now for my brother, which is really exciting.
That's so good.
And I got my license to handle mine and my husband's own deals because we've been investing in real estate and paying someone else's commission. So I figure it was time to take the commission myself.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, welcome. You said Tori?
Yes, Tori.
Tori. Okay. So we got Tyson, Cash, Anna, Cade, Julie, Tyler, Catherine, and Tori, who I will look at the projector, even though this would look like I'm looking at you. And from my perspective, your voice is kind of coming from everywhere. You're like the voice of God. By the way, you are coming through a little soft. So if you have a question, you're going to have to straight up scream it into your mic. Hey, Tori, say something else.
Something else?
Oh, yeah, that worked great. That's why Molly gets the big bucks. All right, so today we're going to talk about value propositions. So a couple of you did talk about your wins. We got a couple under contract. That's going great. Any concerns, any fears, anything you're like, oh, no one told me about this that we can talk about before we jump into value props? Awesome, great. Love the confidence. Okay, so specifically what we're trying to answer today is, why should I hire you? Everyone you know knows a realtor who is not you. Every single person you know, because realtors, we make a lot of noise about ourselves. We are the worst. And so with you coming new into the business, the question is, why would I hire you when I know Becca Summers? Or why would I hire you when my dad's a realtor or whatever? You're not going to get that one, but that kind of thing. How can you beat out other realtors? And so that's what we're going to answer quite thoroughly and definitively today. I have never taught this course before, so we are going to be using the slides today, and they're going to guide us to victory. I really thought this would work. Apparently, I'm not running it anymore. I guess I hit F5 would be my guess. Darn it. Where's present? Oh, aha. Present on just presenter view. Start from beginning. Good enough. Oh, I love it. So I just got lucky when I clicked the first time. Cool. All right. Ooh, this is our agenda for today. We might even get through the whole thing. So we're going to talk about the value proposition, specifically what buyers and sellers are expecting and what they want from you. And then we're going to get together and define what you specifically can say to advertise yourself as a realtor. And a lot of that we're going to have in common as new agents, as Keller Williams agents. And a lot of that is going to be unique to specifically you, because maybe you're competing with other people in this class for a listing. You can do it. I believe in you. Then we'll recap and give ahas, and you will all give me an aha. And if you don't have one, if we'll start with Catherine to be fair, and when we come back to Cash, you'll be like, I can't think of anything, just make something up. Be like, I became a better man. It's that flies at Keller Williams. We love that stuff here. And then we're gonna make some calls, and we'll talk about that. We'll get that. Don't leave. Don't be like, oh, I have an appointment to get out of the calls. If you're feeling nervous or lost on calls, believe me, I've been there. I know exactly how you feel, and we're going to sit in this room and we're going to get you to do prospecting, and you're going to like it. Like, that wasn't a threat. I'm going to teach you to enjoy prospecting. It's going to be a little part of it, but don't leave. Don't pretend you have something else. I don't care what you do back here. Okay, but everyone else, you do not have an appointment. I know. I looked at all your calendars. Unless you do, then obviously go. In case it wasn't clear, we're going to start with the value proposition. Boom. All right. Your value proposition is unique to you. Like we just said, it's going to sort of filter down, like, I'm a Keller Williams agent. I'm a solo agent. I'm on a team. I am me. And so a lot of the stuff we're going to say to people is going to be the same, because Keller Williams has a massive resource network behind you. We'll get to all this. We'll get to all this. Your value proposition should be attuned to the client you're talking to. You can have a generic one that you give all the time, but not all clients are exactly the same. And then it's going to state what you're going to do. You're going to know your duties as an agent and state that you know how to do them. And it holds you accountable. So your value proposition, especially at this phase in your careers, could even be aspirational. It's like, I will call you every day. And then you committed yourself to do that. I want someone who has a booming movie trailer voice to read this Gary Keller quote. In a world, you know the voice I'm talking about? In a world. Who, Anna? I want movie trailer.
Okay. Top agents can easily explain what services they will provide to anyone who hires them.
That was amazing. Okay. We're going to do a role play. Okay. Cash, you were at the UTA tracks terminal, and a piece of the ceiling of that, you know, where you wait for the train, falls off, hits you in the head, nearly kills you. You want to sue the UTA. I'm the lawyer you're consulting with. And I want you to say, so what do you do?
So what do you do?
Good acting. Yes. I don't know what a lawyer does. What are your chances of hiring that lawyer? Good, exactly. He said none, Tori. Okay, so the value proposition is going to help your clients understand what you do, what a realtor does, because you'll be shocked how little they actually know about this. Everyone thinks they know what a realtor does, and you're going to show them better because people are wrong all the time about everything. It makes so commission sessions can go smoother because if your whole pitch, and believe me, I've tried this pitch, is, hey, I'm a guy, I'll sell your house. And they're like, will you lower your commission? No, I just explained why I'm amazing. And it's going to build a trusting relationship between you and the client. Ooh, I love these. I love these. Believe it or not, I have looked at these slides before. Okay, so let's talk about the Keller Williams Market Center and specifically what being a Keller Williams agent gives you. So do you have guesses? Like, what do you know about Keller Williams at this point? If I died right in front of you and you had to teach the class, not Becca, what would you say the advantage of being a Keller Williams agent is? Because I'm guessing most of yourself will be right.
Do you really want me to use this? I can talk loud.
It's so Tori.
Okay. The one thing I love about KW is as soon as my name was mentioned, Molly called me same day. I literally got a phone call the same day, the day I told Bart that I was doing this. She immediately included me as family. It wasn't even without question. I was welcomed. I had respect. I didn't have to ask for respect. She gave it. I just felt like I was completely valued immediately.
Awesome. So how does that translate to your clients? Why do they care about that? Because I think they should, but they might not see the value in that specifically.
So why would my client value how KW treats me?
Yeah.
Because how they treat me is how I'm going to treat my client.
Ooh, I like it. Okay. Any other thoughts? What's the advantage of being a Keller Williams agent from your client's perspective? Send it over to Kish.
We're the largest real estate group in, everywhere. So our referral network and people that we work with across states, even out of countries, is insane. So there's tons of help wherever they need to move to or however we can help them from there.
Perfect. That was actually kind of the answer I was fishing for too. Keller Williams is the largest brokerage. And so you have the largest real estate network. We've got a strong culture of contribution and teamwork. And so you have access to a buttload of agents that dwarf every other real estate network.
But I'm not relocating, so I don't care. I'm giving an objection.
But she's not relocating, so she doesn't care. Do you care if your realtor knows how to do their job, young woman? Would that be helpful to you?
Yes.
So perhaps having a tremendous number of agents behind them with literally thousands or tens of thousands of years of expertise would help if we come into a weird situation. For example, I noticed when I came in, where's the husband? You've whited out all his pictures on the frames. Getting a divorce, are we? Oh, hand us off some Berkshire Hathaway agent. See how they handle your divorce. See if that goes well for you. You know what? You're not worthy to be my client. Then you just walk away, drop the mic. Yeah, I'll be emailing you all my scripts after class, guys. Yeah, and so, okay, but no, that is a valid point. The network does help you, like if someone's moved to Nebraska or Tahiti or whatever, you've probably got someone to help them. The main thing, most of your clients are not relos. A lot of them are going to be coming in from out of state, but that matters less. I still want to coordinate with their listing agent in their state, but ignore that. The main reason is you have a massive well of expertise behind you, literally the largest one on earth. So I'm all out of breath from doing this. Because that's how I talk to my clients. If I remember right, this slide like repeats itself 3 times, but if not, we're going to remember fiduciary and market expert. I mean, I clicked. It did repeat itself 3 times. Isn't that amazing? So I think if I do this, we'll go back. Haha, okay. Do we know what fiduciary is? Do you know fiduciary duties? I actually didn't check what you've done in Ignite already. Do we know what those are? Okay, we all got our real estate licenses. Becca, I need a favor. My meth is kicking in and I need you to fill this with water for me. Okay, now that Becca's leaving the room, we can tell our secrets. So your fiduciary duties are, I think you're going to cover them in more detail in a future class, but essentially they are the legal obligations you have to your client as soon as they sign a contract, what you agreed to do when you got your real estate license. And so they include obedience. You have to obey their instructions, their legal instructions regarding the deal. There is confidentiality, which is you do not disclose their information to the other party without their permission, unless it's something you must disclose. Disclosure, you disclose any information you get about the transaction you give to them, no matter how you got that information. I'll tell you how to work that into your value statement. And basic care, which is you have to know what you're doing in a deal, or you have to either refer them out or find someone to mentor you, which in your case is going to be most of the case is find someone to help you with your deals. I skipped one, didn't I? Obedience, confidentiality, disclosure, reasonable care. I don't know. Guess I don't know my fiduciaries. Okay, so the way this comes up is especially when you're negotiating with the other party. When you do negotiations, we won't get into it too deeply right now. A big part of it is trying to get the other agent to give you more information. And so I don't want to say you're trying to get them to break their fiduciaries, but that's you're kind of laying the groundwork for them to give you more information than they should during negotiations. And then you are not giving more information than you should. And so if you can explain to your clients, I know my fiduciaries, which I just demonstrated that I don't, because whatever that 5th one is just ran away from me. But then that shows that like, you know what you're talking about, that establishes you as an authoritative realtor, like I just didn't. Boom. I always use the confidentiality disclosure thing. So use it. Market expert. Was everyone in class yesterday? I know Julie wasn't, and I accuse her. J'accuse Julie. This is part of my value statement. It's a big one, is that I am a student of the market. I guarantee any other realtor you're talking to has spent less time studying the market than I have. I know this market. I know it intimately. Every day I pull numbers. Every day I look at it, I analyze it, I try to understand it. I promise the other realtors you're talking to do not. So if you apply with Becca, because I know Becca does, if I'm competing with Becca, that one's going to come off a little more flimsy because I think we spent about the same time nerding out about it. But don't worry about that. You're probably not competing with either of us. So you get in there and Becca taught you how to pull numbers, how to analyze the market. So I'm going to jump into that. If you've done that, you can demonstrate it. And we're going to talk about demonstrate it in a second. Guys, this was scatterbrained as crap. Now give me your ahas. Wait, did I just skip this one? Amazing. Oh, because it goes through to the ahas and then it goes to each one. I don't know why clicking it 3 times didn't work. I don't know. It's a mystery. Hey, I love this. Loyalty. Because I'm always betraying my clients. That's why I forgot about it. Like, screw you guys, clients. I'm not loyal to you. I always cross that one out on my listing agreements.
Okay, before we go into that, I just wanted to say I laugh at your negotiating because I put analogies to a lot of everything in my life. Interrogative parents. That's what you're doing. Trying to see how much information you can get out of your kid without them realizing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So you young ones, think about what your parents did to you. And now they always knew what you were going to do. And you told them without knowing you told them.
Sick. Nice. Yeah, no, the almost always a negotiation is going to be won by the party with more information. And so you want to spend a lot of time gathering information, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about value propositions. I don't think I'm actually teaching negotiation this month, but we'll do a class in it. I love talking about that topic. And yeah, it's getting information is the trump card of negotiations.
You made my mind.
All right, I want ahas. Give me your ahas. And if your aha is Cavan, you don't know these slides as well. Okay, that's an acceptable aha. Who has an aha?
I'm not. I didn't know that Keller Williams was like the biggest real estate brokerage in the world. So that's really cool. But then also I just feel like, I don't know, I was just thinking, I was like, if we as realtors signed to like Keller Williams wanted to like uproot and like move to like a different state or even a different country, we could still have that community. And it's just like having that community makes us a lot more like emotionally like well adjusted, and like work doesn't we're not as stressed about work as like the average realtor. I feel like we're like happy to be here. We like waste a lot more time here than, I don't know, I feel like we like never actually do work ever. Anyway, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, I love that. And yeah, we never work around here. Never.
We get to work at like 9. Jason pulls up at 9:15. He's like, "Hey, where are we going for lunch?" It's 9 in the morning.
That sounds about right. Everyone ignore her. Anna, I ostracized thee.
You're on the
But that was a good, shut up. Okay, good comment. And actually, that is a fantastic social media post. If you say, hey, I have a network of realtors in all 50 states. So if you're thinking about a transaction in any of these 50 United States of America, call me and I'm going to hook you up with a great member who I know will do you well. That's a fantastic post.
I just want to go off of what she said. I thought it was.
I'm sorry. I don't know. That's
I talk, but I don't like microphones. Just to go off of that, I thought it was really cool because I had my test scheduled and I went on vacation to California, and it was really cool because we're driving down the street and I go, there's a KW office. And I got so excited going, hey, look, that's my place, but in a totally different state because we're in California. So just like how you said, like they're everywhere. It was a really cool connection for me to go, look, I'm not just one little city that I'm sitting in. We're everywhere. So I just thought that was cool.
I'm sorry, Julie. We all have to make sacrifices. Okay, any other ahas before we jet forward? Sweet, Cash.
So something that I never realized about value propositions is that it holds you accountable as well. You know, so I worked in car sales for 7, maybe 8 years. And what I did was government based. And so I competed against every other dealership in the state to sell government entities cars. And so value propositions is something I'm very familiar with, but I've never thought about it as it holds you accountable to what you tell them you're going to do, which is awesome.
Yeah, and as you get developed in your career and you get a bunch of closings under your belt, you're going to get more comfortable with your value proposition because you're going to know what you're capable of. And frankly, in your first year, your first even couple of years, you don't know what you're capable of because you haven't seen enough experience. And so there's a balance I want everyone to draw. In sales, there's the mantra, under promise, over deliver, right? Disappointment is by definition when your expectations are here and the result is anywhere below that. And then delight then, and this is less by definition, more arguably, is when your expectations are here and the result is anywhere above that. And so you want a value proposition that sets you apart. Like there are things you know about yourself, and we're going to get into that. And there are things you know about Keller Williams, you know about your fiduciaries that you can bring in there, and then always make sure that you perform and outperform what you say you're going to do. Not that I've ever gotten in trouble by failing to do that. I have never, ever had a buyer get pissed at me because I said I'd do something and then didn't do it. That's never occurred. That's not a thing that's happened. You're mistaken. No, in general, I think I'm okay at this, but I learned this lesson in a very expensive way, but yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Hey, oh, let's wait, hold on, I want to go back. This slide's a secret. What do you think matters to buyers? It's a mystery, guys. Okay, yeah, to find a house for sure. They can do that on Zillow. What the heck do they need you for? Ooh, to get a good deal, define that.
Where they feel that they paid less than the value of what they're buying it. So
Shocking stuff, right? Buyers want to get the house they want for the best price they can get it for. I mean, I hope I didn't blow your mind with that. All right, let's talk about sellers. This one's tricky, guys. What do sellers want? Oh my gosh. Okay, if you were to sort of quantify money, do they want less money? Yeah, and so unless your seller is an ascetic monk who just recently converted, they want as much money as they can get. Similar about your buyer, they want to spend as little money as they can. And look, there are going to be other things, there are going to be nuances that you want to find out in there, but every seller wants as much money as they can get from the sale. Every buyer wants to pay as little as they can for the house. That is by far the thing that they're going to be looking for. There's going to be some pie charts coming up. And if not, then I'm going to really look a fool, but I'm pretty sure there are pie charts coming up. All right, instead of a movie trailer voice, let's do like a Disney character, any Disney character. So Mickey Mouse, hey, hey, or I'm Goofy. Who's got any Disney voices they can give me? I will wait. Incorrect. Who has a Disney voice? All right, I'm just going to start walking slowly toward Tyson. So he's going to be the sacrifice. You can do Mickey. Everyone can do Mickey. You can do a Yoda if you want, because it's Frank Oz who did Miss Piggy, which is a subsidiary of Disney. I want you to read the buyers. And then I want to get this thing out of here. So I'm going to do it.
You want me to read for the buyers?
Yes, please. Actually, read both, but I want you to change your voice in some hilarious way we can move over sellers.
Okay, for buyers, their goal is to find just the right home at the best price in the right time with the least number of problems.
Okay, now just go up a register for sellers.
For sellers, the goal is to net the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time with the least number of problems.
Oh, Disney Prince. Okay, good work. Okay, so we talked about this, but there's a new key phrase that showed up in both of those. The least problem, shortest amount of time is actually another good one. But actually, Dean Crandall made a really good example that I want to give to you right now. And I want you to hear it in Dean's voice, even though I can't do Dean's voice. Who owns a house? Just raise your hand. Julie, I want to buy your house. I'm going to give you $10 million for it. Is that okay? You need to say yes for the example to work. But good work. Yeah, okay, we're going to close in 200 years.
I'll be dead.
Oh, you're right, you will be dead. So that's actually not a great deal. And so it's not just price. And that's the Dean Crandall example of the day. Everyone, let's give it up for Dean. Why can't I click forward? Is it just over? Oh, haha. Did I screw it up? Did I skip a bunch of stuff? I did. So weird. Okay. Guys, I don't know what to say about this except read the list on the board. Do you have any questions about this? This is what you do as a buyer agent. How do you do a needs analysis? First of all, what is a needs analysis? Whose needs are we analyzing? Say it together. Okay, so we talked about earlier that the person who wins the negotiations has the most information. To be a good agent, you need a buttload of information. We haven't done buyer consults yet, right? Because we're like brand new in Ignite. Okay. We're not going to dive too deep into the weeds on this, but basically in your buyer and seller consultations, you want to ask an insane number of questions. You need to get every last scrap of information about them so you can understand their motivations and what they want. Needs analysis. It also doesn't end at the consultation. It's an ongoing process. Because in my experience, and I bet you'll back me up on this, a lot of clients don't actually know what they want until they've hit the road a little bit. I'm so glad you agreed. I'm so scared. Oh my gosh. Okay, do you guys have questions about any of these? This is what you do as a buyer. I know that you don't know how to do a lot of these yet, but you will learn. But do you have questions about what they are? Sounds good. Let's move on. Same question, but for sellers. Also, this makes noise every time I move it, and I'm sorry. Cool. Let's move on. Hey. Okay. So this does what I think it does, right? Yeah. Okay. So what the buyers want you for mostly is to help them find the right home to purchase. What does that mean when they can go on Zillow or they can go on the MLS and see all the homes that you can see? What do they need you for? Do any of you know the answer to that? You're kind of brand newish, but what? They do need you to open the door. That is correct. Becca, you raised your hand. Give us your wisdom.
So the amount of buyers who use real estate agents has gone up year over year, even with the access to the internet, because the ability to focus in on one singular property is much more complicated because people have too much data. So they need your help to filter to the right direction.
Yeah, in general, a buyer's going to know like the number of bedrooms they need, number of bathrooms they need. They'll usually know like the area they want it in. But like Becca's right, you're going to be able to focus your buyer's efforts in a way that's going to actually bring them success. And I'm sorry that I'm describing this in such vague terms because this is all stuff that will be covered in Ignite or maybe was in the market analysis. Okay, so this is stuff you are going to learn, but basically the MLS at any point in time has thousands or however you measure it, tens of thousands of pieces of data on it at any given second. And so if you just dump it on a buyer, even if they go, I want a 3-bed, 2-bath, well, they're still gonna be looking at hundreds of homes. Or depending on the county, maybe tens of homes, but that's just right now, that'll change. And so what you have is you have context. You understand the larger picture. You know how to have insight into these properties. And so when you're helping them find a home, guys, they know how to look at the home on the internet. You're helping them find the right home using the cues that they're not going to understand. Help the buyer negotiate the terms of the sale, and the price negotiations are very similar things. But that is where you really get a chance to shine, because especially in the current market, they're likely not the only buyer looking at or offering on that home. And so you need to make sure they're the one who ends up moving in 30 days. And so you as the buyer agent are there to make them successful. They know how to look up homes on Zillow and other. Okay. So when interviewed why they chose the agent, they said that previous one is what buyers said they wanted in an agent. When they actually chose an agent, the reasons they gave for choosing the agent were other, which is the most dominant piece of the pie. And then because the agent is honest and trustworthy. When was the last time you saw a real estate agent in popular media who is portrayed as just an upright, okay person? Carol from The Office, right? She's okay. Anna, who is it? Phil Dunphy. All right. Oh, Modern Family. I haven't seen Modern Family. Truth is, I just watched The Office on endless repeat. But yeah, look, the perception right now is that, well, and actually for a long time, as long as I've been aware of realtors, is that realtors are dishonest, money grubbing monsters. And the truth is, some of us are, but a bunch of us are not. There is, you may have noticed, a company in Utah that basically builds their brand on realtors suck. So if they're going to suck anyway, why don't you pay a lot less for them? There's a large company that has a large chunk of market share in Utah on that branding platform. People want honesty and trustworthiness. They want to know that you're on their team, and you legally are. And so you need to demonstrate that you want what's best for them. One thing we're going to talk about that actually doesn't make it into the slides is you can tell people your value statement, and a lot of the time you should, but it's far more powerful to show them, right? And so it's one thing to say, look, I have your interests ahead of my own, but then when they give you a situation where you realize they could move but probably shouldn't, and you advise them, well, actually, it sounds like your better situation is to refinance. Right now is not true, but that's an example. And when you demonstrate, I'm looking out for you, not my commission, that is far more powerful than saying, I look out for you. Similarly, you can say, I'm a market expert, I study the market every day. Of course you can. When you look at a house and you give them context for it, you say, oh, townhomes right now are exploding in Saratoga Springs. That you demonstrate that you're a market expert. And so this is not going to be in the slides, but it is so powerful. Work your buyer consults when we get to them later to show that you're the person you say that you are. Tell them if you must.
This is on that, and no, I have a question within that. So yes, it's all about our client. It's all about their needs. It's all about making sure that their needs are met. I have an inner turmoil right now with making sure their needs are met because the market is so hard right now, because things are so pricey that people can't afford it. That I'm having a hard time going, it's a great time to buy. It's not. I feel so bad. And I'm feeling guilty wanting to help people.
Oh, I love this. I love this. So Tori, the problem, the objection she raised was I was talking to Tori because she can't hear you, because you mentioned a dislike of microphones. I'm looking out for you, Julie. We're BFFs, you and I. So the problem she mentioned is that in a market where it is so difficult to buy and prices so high and it's pricing people out, it's difficult to say it's a great time to buy. This is something I say in all my advice that I give to clients in all the videos that I post online. The right time to buy is when you need to buy. And so if you're buying to make money, which is absolutely something you can do, there are ways to do that in Utah right now, but the window is the window of options on that is closing. But if I just got a job in Utah, I'm moving here from Colorado, of course this is a great time to buy because I just got a job here. And so it's not, you don't necessarily have to sell them on the market, especially if the market is being hostile to what they're trying to do. Honestly, if someone were moving here from Colorado with a small down payment, I'd say, look, this is a really tough time to be buying in Utah, but you've hired me. I understand this market. I understand how to get things closed. We'll get you in the house. It would have been awesome if you could have moved here in 2011, but you're not. You're moving here in 2022. And so we're going to get it done. And that is such a perfect example, because if they came in and said, hey, we've got $5,000, we need to buy a house in Utah and we need to move in 2 months. And I went, what a great time to buy. Then I'm going to disappoint them. I'm setting them up for something that, well, no, we're going to have to fight tooth and nail against other buyers and we're coming with a disadvantage. But we can do it. It's doable, but it's difficult. And honesty is so paramount. It's also, that's it. It's honesty. That was the fifth one. Does it go under loyalty? You can't lie to your client. Maybe it's disclosure. You can't lie to your client. Okay, cool. Good talking about fiduciaries. Sorry, any question about this? I went off on one of my favorite rants. I asked for questions and I literally turned away, so I couldn't see any of your hands. But I don't see anyone raising their hand now. Let's move on.
Tell them how they can use the reputation of the office and the office experience to help them.
Hey, everyone. Becca has commanded me to tell you how you can use the office's reputation to meet buyer desires in a buyer agent. But I'm not going to do that. Tyler's going to do it. Over it. Give me your best swing.
So with the brokerages, experience like that or reputation, which one?
What would
Both.
You say? What would you say? How would you sell the brokerage to land the buyer?
Well, first I'd say since we're the biggest brokerage in the world, we're obviously doing something right. We obviously know what we're doing, I guess. And there's like, with there being so many agents in each KW brokerage, then there's a lot of people who can help us if we run into problems and with deals that we need to get done. Like there's going to be someone that always knows that they always know what to do next, kind of.
Perfect. Okay, that actually brings up a pretty relevant question for me. If you guys run into a problem in transaction, who do you talk to? Like you hit something, a client's getting divorced and you don't know how to handle that. Who do you talk to? Let's be more specific. Who literally do you walk into the office and talk to? That's an okay answer, but sorry, I couldn't hear you. Sure, yeah.
Are you talking about it as being
Carl's a good one.
an agent at any time or as we're new agents? Because right now I go to my mentor,
Who's your mentor?
Bart Anthony.
Love it. Oh, Bart, yes. Okay. Is that, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna give you two offers. Myself and Becca are both fine to come to talk to. You're right, almost anyone in this office can help you or knows someone who can help you. But I just realized that if you're gonna say you've got the network of Keller Williams behind you, that has to be true. And so if you run into problems, for heaven's sake, come into the office, ask agents until someone answers your question. And so Dean Crandall is the word of God when it comes to how to handle your transactions. And so he's an okay one, but I say okay, he's a brilliant one if he has time. And then there are so many agents here who have been through the situation you're going through and will talk to you about it. Don't stop asking until you get an answer. You are never alone at this brokerage. That's why you're paying your split. That's why you're paying your monthly fees. You are never alone in a transaction, no matter how solo you are as an agent. It's beautiful. It's something I love about this brokerage, and it's something I kind of want to drive home a little bit. So I want someone else to sell this brokerage. Cade, you up to this? Okay, I'm talking to another agent. They're from Coldwell. Coldwell seems great. Why should I hire you, the Keller Williams agent?
Because I work for a brokerage that has a ton of camaraderie, a lot of trust with other agents, and everyone has their own business, but we're still all working for each other.
Great. Here for Cade and Tyler. Tyler, I know I ambushed you with that, and I really thank you for just jumping on it and going for it. So thank you for that. You satisfied, Becca? Don't talk to Becca, she's mean. Okay, so here we've got a pretty even split between what sellers want from their agent, help price the home competitively. That's always going to be the first thing they ask you for, and that's going to be the subject of a class in Ignite and something we always come back to. I am convinced that nobody knows how to price houses, just some people don't know in a smarter, more educated way than others. That's my current belief. Help the seller market the home to potential buyers. Again, that's something you're going to learn to do. But guys, overwhelmingly, this is what sellers are going to want to talk to you about. And in recent history, they're also going to want you to lower your commission, which is why we're going to step around that with the value prop. I'm going too slow, so we're going to keep running. Any questions about this pie chart? Sweet. Agent is a friend or family member. If you got it, use it. All right. Yeah. Keller Williams has a wide variety of applications and courses that you can use to sell. Command really is cool. I don't want to knock on Command, but we do certainly love to toot our own horn sometimes. So Command is wonderful. Have you been oriented with Command at all yet? A little bit. Okay. That's another thing that's actually the subject of a weekly class with Alex. And then I'm sure you're going to cover it more in Ignite. Command is awesome. And they're also evolving it into something new soon too, I believe. So, because we're always doing that. Okay. I really want to jump to the role play so that we can get you guys your actual value propositions. Here's the last thing I want you to consider, and we're going to divorce the slides a little bit because we need to move faster. Okay. So in a sentence, I just want one more person to tell me why they should hire you as a Keller Williams agent. Sell Keller Williams to me one more time. I'd like someone who hasn't done it already. Julie, hit me.
KW, everyone's family. Your win is my win.
Love it. Love it. Okay. Yeah, love it. No, let's just move on. Fiduciaries. So someone now tell me that you are the most professional realtor ever and you're going to work super hard. Okay. Make that part of your value statement. Anyone who's ready to sell the realtor fiduciaries to me. This is the whole point of today's class. So I secretly hope we all know how to do this. Catherine, I'm going to ambush you. You ready? You have the amount of time it takes me to walk over there.
I'm an honest, loyal, compassionate person. I'll do what you want me to do, because that's what agency law is all about, putting the other person before you.
Perfect, brilliant. Okay, so the two things I want to drive home here, you have access to the largest real estate network and the largest store of real estate expertise on this planet. Maybe some other planet has better realtors, but we're the best ones on this planet. And we can prove it. We have the numbers. Your fiduciaries, you have all taken a certification course and passed it, right? We're all licensed. Everyone said they were licensed. Okay, so you've all passed the course. You understand that your clients' needs come before your own, and you are going to practice that. Okay, the last thing, and this is going to be individual, why are you different than every other agent? Because currently there is at least 6 people who can give this exact value statement, but not everyone can give your value statement. So what I'm going to ask you to do, I'm going to give you like 3 minutes. I checked for a watch. I literally haven't worn a watch for 25 years. Why are you different than every other agent? There aren't a lot of wrong answers here. Maybe someone will find one, but take 5 minutes. I want you to write it down, and I want you to just, what we're going to do is you're literally going to give your value statement to each other, and you're going to sell yourself. Feel free to work in Keller, feel free to work in fiduciaries, but I want you to write down why you are a better choice than any other agent. You do. Hey, we're back. But you do need to have this in the pocket. I'm so glad we skipped when I confessed that thing. The reason you should hire me is because I'm going to make sure that every decision you make in this, you will be informed about it and you will be comfortable with it. I am not going to push you. I'm going to guide and invite, but I work for you, not the other way around. You know, I'm part of Keller Williams. We're the largest brokerage in the world. And so if we get into waters that I don't understand or can't deal with, I have mentors more experienced than I am that I can go to and I can make sure you're taken care of. And worst case scenario, if it's something really outside my reach, I can refer you to an agent who's an expert in that field. And then finally, I'm a one-man show. And so when you join, when you work with one of these big teams, and if they fail to make your deal go through, you are a blip on a spreadsheet. With me, that's 5% of my income for the year. I will make sure your deal is successful. I will make sure you accomplish your objectives because we are in this together. That was Solo Agent Cav. Thank you. He's wonderful. Here's Team Agent Cav. As a member of the Morkel team, I have people who can take you on showings all the time. Like we don't have off hours. We can get you there when you need to be there. We have a specialist in open houses and marketing. I'm selling to sellers and buyers right now. So I'm kind of deviating from my script, but I didn't want to give 4 scripts. You understand? I'm breaking character to tell you this. This is when a Shakespearean character goes their soliloquy. But we have specialists in every field of selling or buying. And that was awesome. That or buying. And so we're going to take care of you. You're not hiring the bass player, you're hiring the band. You get all of us. So I'm going to be with you. I'm going to help you make these decisions the entire way, but we will make sure that there's always someone to help you in case I'm on vacation, I'm with my kid. Like there's always going to be someone who can take care of your needs. We got you. Booyah. All right. What we're going to do. What? Sounds good. Well, I honestly, I think the team sales pitch and the solo sales pitch are both fine because you're on a team, but definitely a lot more solo. Yeah, and that's actually how I would frame it in your position. Especially another thing you can add that I cannot truthfully say is, look, I'm new at this business, but I've got a massive network of support behind me. I will make sure I know what I'm doing every step of the way. And the best part for you is I'm hungry. I've got to make sure your transaction succeeds. I can't afford to let you go. I love you, baby. Hold on to me. Don't break up with me, please. Works every time. Now you're all going to give your value propositions. And if it includes, I love you, baby, don't break up with me, please, I will buy you a candy from the vending machine while supplies last. I'll buy up to 2 candies from the vending machine. Okay, are we all ready? Steal whatever you want. We're going to do it. And we're going to start with Catherine, as promised, and we're going to make our way over to Cash. Oh, I said that was going to be about ahas. That's okay. And also, if you give identical value statements to someone else, that's weird, but actually not that bad, as long as it's good. Do you want to do one, Becca? She's on the phone.
Okay. So I would say one of my biggest strengths is that I put others before myself. So I'd for sure make sure I do that when I'm working with you. I have a purpose in what I do. I have to provide for my family. So I'm hungry for the things that have to help me provide for my family, I guess. I'm in school right now, and so I've been learning skills of marketing and sales and leadership that will help us succeed. I will have a team of experts behind me if I need help and help us with every step of the way to make sure that we are doing everything right and getting you where you want to go.
About the hungry line that you want to be careful with, because that one can be a double-edged sword. You don't want to make them think that you're like going for the commission, right? So you always want to tie it to, I'm hungry. I'm going to make sure your transaction succeeds. And so that was good, though. That was really, really good.
Okay, so when working with me, you're not only working with me, but you're working with tons of other agents who have experience behind me, so that if I ever do have a question about something, there's always someone that knows an answer to it. And working with me specifically, you're going to get the best care and loyalty, because when you do decide to work with me, you become part of my family, and I'll make sure you get the best care as possible. And even after our transaction's done, you're still part of my family, and I'll make sure no matter what, you're taken care of.
So my thoughts are kind of all over the place. This one's been kind of hard because I show people, I don't tell people. And so for me, your time is my time. My time is your time. I have the time to find what you want. There is no rush. If you want to rush, then we go. If you want to slow down, we slow down. And then for me, it's finding that home that brings you the joy and the peace that you need to be able to relax and go, I'm home. That's my number one goal and priority. So.
That was perfect. I'm not
Mhm.
I want you to give it as it to a seller. Someone's trying to sell it.
Someone's trying to sell their home?
Yeah, you just gave a great buyer value problem. Now you need seller.
Okay.
Sorry, is that too much on the spot?
No. Just two seconds, maybe. I'm going to go back to your goal is my goal.
Fantastic.
So you want to get this sold. Let's get this sold. It's so hard. Okay, help me with this. Because this is so hard because I don't like to sit here and go, I'm honest, I'm loyal. Yeah, I can tell you all the great things about me because this is who I am. But I don't toot my horn. I'm not a toot my horn person. I'm a person who shows it. And so this is hard for me to sit here and sell myself when I would rather show you.
Yeah. Everything you said is correct. And most of the time that is actually going to occur. Let's jump to seller because I think we're going to get your goal, my goal, and something you sold to me in fire was that your time is fire. I love that. I actually saw my friend saying, I'm receiving my goal. Because that shows that's aspiration. It's a real. So the other thing when you get yes, it is true, you get not reject is I love getting to know people. And I look inside. So if buyers have questions about it, I will be able to that's right. I'm pretty sure that's true. It's not I want you to throw it out, but that would be my guess. I absolutely love how you set the buyer. When you get to know, love people that tell the emotion in the sale, it's there. So the knowledge of it is and so also addressing the seller's emotion. I perfectly understand your bottom line. By the way, I really think you did a great job.
No. I'm a sponge right now. No, I want everything. I want every critique and I was telling him, I get what I want. And my husband always says, I wish that you would put my projects into your goals because when I make a goal, I get it. I reach it. And so you want to sell your house for this, then let's reach it.
Yeah.
So, and yes, you are right though. I'm a genuine person. And so I get to know everything I need to know.
Yeah. Julie also raises a really good point that everyone's favorite subject is themselves and their clients, that's well accepted. And so if you play your value prop, right, which is the slides with the rest of is let's make sure we get to a whole price. Sort of that's jumping. That's passing on.
Along with like to hear about yourselves. People love to hear their own name. So when you're talking to your clients, say their name.
Okay. This being early in my real estate career, I am somebody who is ready to work harder and quicker than any other agent and go above and beyond your expectation of anyone else. You will be potentially my sole focus while we work, and I will always be at my best whenever you need me. And something about, I love you, baby. Please don't leave me. Right?
Wait, I want to do one more thing with you. That was awesome. And if you memorize that word for word, great. I want you to give it again without reading. You can say and as much as you want, and we understand that you haven't memorized it. That's fine. Okay. I want you to give it your best shot, and it'll start to internalize it.
Okay. This being early in my real estate career, I will go above and beyond your expectations of anyone else. you will be potentially my sole focus in what I do, and I will work harder and quicker than any other agent.
Then you're giving yourself a way out.
I'm impressed with both of you, just the mechanics of how that went down.
Deal. Do you want me to go or?
Oh, I did say you'd go last, didn't I?
No.
All right. You're up, Tyson.
All right. Okay. I'm brand new in this business and I'm hungry to help you. That was weird. Shouldn't have said that.
That sounded fine, but it felt weird to you.
Yeah, it felt a little weird. But yeah, what I actually wrote down, it was really short. I just said, I am driven and my goal is to help you hit your real estate goals or help you find your dream home if they're a buyer.
Yeah. Good, short, to the point. I love it. Let's hand it off to Cash.
I am super happy that you asked that question. You know, why would you hire me versus somebody else? And to be honest, I would be concerned if you didn't. So about me, I'm in real estate because I came here to help people. That's my whole goal. That's my whole business. I help people. I know that I'm going to outwork and work harder for you than any other agent would. Something that you should know about me is that my life's motto is be phenomenal or be forgotten. Because if you're not phenomenal, you will forget me. Yes. Well, I couldn't. Yes, that's it. I forgot. Well, the other thing I wanted to say was because I didn't write it down.
That was really good. That was good for Cash, and I don't think Papa Tyson is for you too. Okay. I do want to jump into prospecting in a second here. You know, the weird thing about this is now this is like my favorite subject. I really want to teach this again because now I know what I should do. Does everyone, okay, one thing that I want to drive home for everyone is with the value prop, the most important thing in my mind is you must believe the words you are saying. Say things that are true. And if you expand that to every part of your real estate career, you're going to stay out of a lot of trouble and you're going to have a better time and your clients are going to like you more. Believe every word you're saying or say things that you believe. Does everyone feel good about their value prop? Does anyone want to workshop it? I want everyone to feel confident. This is why people should hire me. Julie, hit me.
I really liked his, and it kind of made me wonder. I'm trying to figure out. So I've already created my LLC. My name is JM Forever Homes. The reason why I did that was because I am a foster mom. I am an adopted home, and I have been able to create a forever home for my family, and that's what I want to do to create for others. And that's why I've given my name that. So is that because I'm proud of the name that I chose, because that's part of my goal to help people. Is that something that you would incorporate in that or no?
I loved it. Like literally what you just said, I thought was a pretty good value proposition. Seconded. Becca gave a lip shrug and a nod, which from Becca is like someone screaming and cheering. I'm being so mean to you. Becca's my favorite robot by far. Wow. Yeah. And I've met traffic robots. Why are they calling me? Shoot.
I guess I also don't want to use my family as a selling point. So that's why I'm hesitant to.
So yeah. In sales, that's called affinity, where it's like, it's also in politics. Here's my wife and my 2 kids, vote for me. It's a valid tactic. I get why people feel it's icky, but if you feel icky doing it, don't do it. As a guidance, if I were hiring a lawyer or a realtor, I guess if I wasn't one, and we sat down and he's like, hey, I noticed you got a D20 on your shirt. You like Dungeons and Dragons? Like, heck yeah, I love Dungeons and Dragons. Like, oh, I love playing Elven Rogues. I mean, I'm more likely to hire that guy. And so if there's, if you're talking to an ambitious mom or a fellow foster parent or something, the affinity thing is going to help you. But if you feel icky doing it, for heaven's sake, don't do it. Let it happen naturally. Like, I was talking to my foster daughter and or I don't know if that's how foster parents refer to their kids. That seems maybe even a little mean, or maybe not. I don't know. I'm not a foster parent. So yeah, if you feel icky doing it, don't do it, but it is also powerful.
You call it an infinity?
Affinity.
Oh,
You have affinity.
okay. I have the infinity sign at the tail of my JM on my logo.
Oh, sick.
So that's why I was.
Forever. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Everyone feeling good about their value statement? Okay, I guarantee your value statement is going to evolve as you go through Ignite, as you close deals, because you're going to learn your actual skill set. Everyone here gave a perfectly passable, excellent value statement, and it's only going to get better from here. Let's talk about prospecting. No, I want 2 ahas. And again, they can be Cavan's the worst. That's fine. That's an okay default aha. Nobody gets candy. Nobody begged me to stay. I mean, did you? All right. So ahas, what are we going to change about our lives forever? My self-esteem is plummeting. Oh, here we go.
Do you want 2 of them or just 1? Okay, so something that I like aha moment was like you should personalize your value proposition to each person, each client, potential client that you have, because that could be more meaningful to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it. All right, give me another aha. An idea, an inspiration, a light that turned on.
I liked Cash's kind of an aha moment for me is that he added like emotion into his,
Yeah,
and I think that's really important.
yeah, absolutely. And like Cash radiated conviction, which is what I really like.
Yeah.
You could have been selling me a banana and I would have gone for it. This banana, I have a goal to make bananas that make people's lives better. See, no one felt anything from that because it was a lie. That's not my goal. Okay, let's talk about prospecting. And I just, this is where I want full honesty because I desperately want you all to have successful careers. And I know how it feels to be where you are right now. So if I said, go make 10 calls right now, do you know exactly what you would go do? Okay, so let's talk about that. I want to hear what we have been doing for prospecting and then what challenges or confusions we've run into. Because prospecting is the lifeblood of your business. So just yell it out. We don't need to raise hands. Just yell it to me.
So a challenge that I run into is that because, a lot of you guys, this is your way of providing for your family. Mine is not. Mine is to other avenues. My husband provides just fine for us. You know, we have an average life, whatever. So mine is because I'm not me to provide for my family. I get to go have fun and do this.
Okay.
And so I don't want to burn bridges. I don't want to sound pushy. I don't want to sound like I'm too eager, but at the same time, I'm so eager to go have fun and go and sell and help pay people buy. And so I have a different motivation than other people. So I'm struggling approaching people without having to sound pushy. I don't want to be pushy. Nobody wants to be pushy, but that's.
Give me a second. I know what she did. Becca, I promise to come to you in just a moment. Okay, I'm willing to bet that that is a much more common problem than you think. Maybe not that I have a stable income at home, although that is how I started too. Although that evaporates faster than you think. And I'm not trying to scare you, but my wife lost her job suddenly and abruptly. And it's like, wow, I'm glad my real estate's going okay. But that's, we'll talk later. So Who else is worried about coming off as pushy or burning bridges? Raise your hand. Okay. I'm surprised not every hand went up. I'm actually genuinely impressed with you guys. That's awesome. That was probably my number one concern. And when I was prospecting is like, I don't want my friends to think I'm commodifying our relationship. Even though now I unabashedly commodify my relationship sometimes, but that's my issue. That's not yours. So how do we fix that? First, oh, Becca, you raised your hand and you're a very smart realtor, so I'm going to hand you the mic.
So I started real estate. My husband had a full-time job. I had 2 babies. I did it because I wanted a job and I like working. Right. I had a 9-month-old. I was like, I don't know what to do with myself. So I would say I had similar concerns because I didn't have to make money, but I wanted to, which makes it different because I'm not, well, now I'm the breadwinner, but I wasn't. So what I learned going through Ignite is if I'm going to ask my friends and family to trust me, I better be really good at what I'm doing. So that's how I got so involved in the stats and the markets and the things. And so once I knew more than Cavan about real estate, I felt super comfortable talking to my clients. So for me, it was I felt pushy and that I was being obnoxious because I didn't know enough. As soon as I knew enough, of course, they would hire me over anyone else. So I think it's a confidence in your skill that could make that conversation easier for you.
That was brilliant. Although when she started saying, as soon as I knew, I just heard ba, ba, ba after that. So I couldn't catch what she said. Okay, let's come over to Cash, and then I do want to address this.
Something that I learned really on and when I started in sales is that you will never come across as pushy or however you want to perceive that if you genuinely care about the people that you're talking about, which obviously you do. And so most people, they want to just help you because you're their friend and they can feel that you care about them. And so as long as you're not pushing people into doing something they don't want, they can tell.
I love that. Yeah. And that's kind of what we're going to jump into here. That was brilliant, Cash. This marker is trash, but here I've drawn a bullseye with 3 tiers. In the middle, we've got A, we've got B, then we've C. This is every person on earth is found in this circle. A is the people who want you to succeed and would bend over backward to help you. This is probably your family. This is probably friends you have. There are a rare special few who have almost no one in this A circle, but it's very likely you have some people in this circle. We're going to come back to them. In B, these are people who know you and might be convinced to work with you if the right conditions were met. If you demonstrate the right attributes, if you say the right things, whatever. And then C is people who don't know you. And there's a subset of people who wouldn't work with you under any circumstances, but we're not worried about them. They suck. So if you don't know who to call or what to say, first of all, that's what we're here for. And secondly, this is a great group of people to practice on. Hey, mom, I'm really nervous about making a sales call. Can I practice on you? And look, your mom was going to hire you regardless, but this will sort of let you blow the cobwebs out. Also, if your mom's like my mom, she'll then give you notes on your sales pitch. So that's cool. And so if you ever don't know what to do, call your A's or text your A's, or prospecting that you will do is better than prospecting that you won't. And so if when I say you should call 10 people, you seize up and go, I don't want to call 10 people, then text them. It would be better to call them, but texting is way better than sitting there being anxious about the fact that you're not willing to make calls. Does that make sense? So prospecting you will do is better than prospecting that you won't. Okay, next. Did we learn CMAs in your class or CMAs in the future? Shoot. All right. Okay, we can work with that. Actually, we can work with that. We can work with that. Does everyone here know if we're in a buyer's or seller's market? Okay, can you prove it? Can you prove that we're in a seller's market? Can you show me the numbers that say we're in a seller's market? Okay, and you know how to do it. This is a real question. Well, you showed them how. That's what I'm hoping. Okay. Do I need to do Becca's job? I'm so glad we're in this room together. This is making their experience so much better. Okay. So a mantra I use when prospecting is come from contribution. Keller Splash is coming up. And so inviting people to crap is a perfectly great touch. Telling them like, hey, I just learned some market statistics. Do you want me to tell you more about your house or something like that? And unfortunately, you don't have to do CMAs yet, which is a serious bummer because CMAs are very powerful. When are they? Do you know when it is in the Ignite curriculum? Okay, this is what I'm gonna tell you to do. Yeah, no, okay, I'm gonna give you your script. And voice to voice is better. If you're not willing to do voice to voice, do text to text. But first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go take the market numbers and you're gonna find out how many months of inventory we have on the market right now. I don't know the answer to that because I haven't run my numbers today yet. It's probably around 2. And you say, oh, did you do the numbers today? Okay, so it actually changes data. It actually changes minute to minute. But okay, so 2.4 that's great. You can use that. That's accurate enough for a random person. If you said that to me or Becca though, our heads would catch them. What? Those numbers aren't from 10 minutes ago. What are you talking about? So if nobody listed their home ever again and homes kept selling at the same rate they're selling now, in 2.4 months, we would be out of homes. Generally speaking, Peter Morkel raised a stink about this in a meeting, but generally speaking, less than 6 months is a seller's market and greater than 6 months is a buyer's market. We have been in the seller's market for a very long time. Peter's arguing that that number should be closer to 4. It's an arbitrary number, so whatever. Okay, but the mantra of come from contribution is every person you touch, you are making their life better in some way. So you're inviting them to, that was so weird when I stood under the speaker. So you're inviting them to Keller Splash is a great one, although that does, agents have to pay money for Keller Splash tickets, right? Is that correct? So if you don't have money to do that, don't do that. But make sure it's tied to your real estate business. Like, hey, as you know, I just started at Keller Williams. We have an event coming up in July. It's Keller Splash. Would you like to come? We're going to go splash around. Do your homework on it. All I know is it's going to be at 7 Peaks, and I think it's in July. What? June. They both start with J's. What's the difference? So glad you're here. That one wasn't ironic. I'm glad you corrected me because I was giving them bad information. Every other time. But if you don't want to spend money on Keller Splash, I understand that too. And so what you should do then is say, hey, I just got started at Keller Williams. We've been learning how to do market analyses. Would you be interested in me showing you a market analysis on your house? If they say yes, come find me, I will help you. Because you don't know how to do them yet. You're going to learn at some point, or find Becca. Becca's very good at them. And frankly, any experienced agent can pull out a CMA. They're not always going to be the same quality, but then you're still giving them informed information on their house. But I also use the MLS. I sometimes use Cloud CMA when I'm feeling desperate. But Cloud CMAs, that's a bigger conversation. Cloud CMA is a sledgehammer. The MLS is a scalpel. If you need to break down a wall, you grab Cloud CMA. Yeah, that's a much bigger topic. But offer them something, and preferably offer them something real estate related. And so another thing you do you know how to do hot sheets from the MLS? Okay, say, would you like me to send you a list of homes in a certain price range, or are you interested in looking at any particular homes? But find something you can offer them. Okay, so my questions, first of all, you kind of look like you had a question, Tyler. Okay. Does everyone know at least 5 people that you would classify as A's? People who care about you and want you to be successful. Okay. Does everyone have an item of value? You're willing to invite them to Keller Splash. You're willing to do a market report for them. You're willing to send them a list of homes. Does everyone have one of those that they're willing to learn how to do today? Okay. Will you call or text or whatever you're willing to do those 5 people and offer them that thing? And make sure to tell them you've just started at Keller Williams. Can you all do that? Will you all do that? Does this make it clear how prospecting can work? Okay, cool. Does anyone have any questions? I desperately really want you all to go make 5 contacts right after this class. Catherine. Yeah, by the time they've made the decision to buy or sell, if they don't think of you, it's too late. They need to think of you as a realtor well before they've made the decision to buy or sell. And so we've got a philosophy, the 36 touch, which is, that's also a much bigger topic, but basically they should think about you in a real estate context 36 times a year. That's it. Oh, awesome. There's a 36 touch being taught next week on the 18th. Next week on the 18th. So famously in 2 weeks, because numbers are what they are. I strongly recommend going to that. I'm scared to ask who's teaching it. Oh, okay. Well, okay. No, Brady's teaching it? Okay, then actually, I'll probably go. No, I won't. Morkel does that for me now. I'm so used to being solo agent. What's up, Cash?
I guess it's on the calendar, but what time is it at?
Okay, I'm not making a joke or being ironic in any way right now. If I could go back in time and tell 2014 Cavan what to do differently, 2015, I don't know, one of those years, 14, thanks. If I go back, tell them do one thing differently, it would be start your 36 touch now. Quantity is so much more important than quality here. Ideally, you have both, but get it started now. It's the difference between having a beautiful career where you make a bunch of money and utterly failing. It is so powerful. It's so powerful. So if you can make it to that class, go. If you can't, bug an agent until they help you get started. But seriously, go to that class because that is a huge topic. And so that's like, well, they have 2 hours. Anything else? Okay, are you all going to go make 5 contacts immediately after this class? Does anyone have any questions? I will help you with anything. I really want you to do it. Okay. Then head out to your B's or hit your A's again. Oh, that's actually a good one. So the most important things that you come from contribution. That's the number 1 priority. But a wonderful script I love for that is I used to, until more recently than I care to admit, say, do you know anyone who's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? And look, that's fine. That's okay. The script I like is, who do you know that I should be talking to? And that makes it feel less salesy to me. I don't know, your mileage may vary, but I like that script a lot better. Okay, this is the last chance. If you don't know specifically what you're going to go do after this class, like you don't know who you're going to call, you don't know what you're going to say, I'm here to help. This is your last chance to access my mighty brain. Okay, then there's one last thing you're going to do. Everyone pull out your phone. Can you see the screen marker, or is this a waste of everyone's time? It's KWU eval, right? Go to kwueval.com. Tell me you did Ignite session 4. You have to write in my name, which is Cavan. That's okay. You probably taught a better class than me. So market analysis is super fun. I really like it. This is my name. You have to write it in because I'm not an established faculty yet. KWU eval, as in the first four letters of evaluation. So Keller Williams University eval. Give an honest feedback on it, and please give me a perfect score. Event type, it should be Ignite. Is that on there? Let me pull this up. Oh, it's Market Center. Yeah, Market Center. Yeah, so it's Cavan helps, spelled super weird and Irish.
Yeah, I could only choose.
I just have like other, hold on, let me pull this out. I haven't done this myself for a bit. So my name's not going to be on that list. To have like instructor not listed, hold on, I got you guys. Yeah, there's like a write-in option. Your region is Utah, in case anyone didn't know. It really is. Yeah, it's so unfortunate. And everyone tells me you should market your last name. I'm like, people don't recognize my last name as a name. Like, I have enough problems already. Hey, Tristan, give me a good review. Good review? Yeah, for teaching. You've heard me teach. You know I'm a great teacher. Oh, okay, thanks. You need another one? I want all the reviews I can get. Ignite 4, define your value, instructor name, and then it's like not on list or something, right? Instructor not in dropdown.
Is Jen the co-instructor or no?
Oh, you can put Becca Summers if, yeah, she helped. Put her down. She needs evals. Then once you've done that, I'm going to give you my phone number. You've earned my phone number, and that way you can text me. Be sure to give me your name and any questions I have. You actually have mine, Tyson, but you're welcome. I'll give it to you again. I think so. We texted each other. You might not have saved it. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't. That's fair. Okay. Is everyone done giving me an evaluation, however mean or charitable it is? She's also not on the list.
Oh, she's not on the list.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Becca Summers. That sounds like a last name and it's a word. That's the double threat right there. No, I'm not on the list. It's instructor not in dropdown. You have to get 70 evaluations and pass a certification to put your name on that list. 70. And there's 6 of you. So everyone, please give me 12 evals each. That's part of your prospecting today. Okay. Is everyone ready for my phone number? Okay, stand by. Or actually, I'll write it on the board here. I can't promise I will always answer promptly because I have a full-time job as a realtor, but I will do my best to get back to you as fast as I can. I'm better by text, but try whatever. I want to reemphasize, guys, I know what it's like to start in this industry. I know how lonely and intimidating this job can get. And I really, really want you to feel supported. And so please, if you're having questions, if you're scared, if you're annoyed, whatever, reach out to me. I'll do everything I can to help you. Do you guys want Becca's number too? I'll put it up here. You can all text her. Good job, mate. Okay, last chance for questions, then I'm going to kill the mic. Tori, you still with us? Okay. Just to warn you, I am going to jet out of here soon after, so I'll give you as much of my time as I can, but it's not going to be very much right now. So, okay, Tori, I'm killing the mic. Thank you for joining us. Tori, are you still there? Do you want my phone number? I now understand what you're saying. I mean, if I were Tori, I would have left by now. So